Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm doing my predictions for NXT Gold Rush, the 2 weeks of NXT Gold Rush that we know so far. Just like as well, Saturday Night's main event like Blood and Guts last week, this is just going to be predictions and me talking about the matches that are announced. There isn't going to be a review that follows, sorry. So yeah, I'll just get into the predictions. So starting off with the two Evolve Championship matches. Now, I don't watch Evolve, I'll be fully clear, so this is just going to be me shooting into the dark and seeing what I come out with. But from what I can tell and the stuff I've seen on NXT, I feel like Super Sean Legacy is going to end up winning the Evolve Championship for the men. It just feels like he's the natural babyface champion that Evolve has got right now. He seems to be the face of the thing. We've seen him face Ethan Page for the North American Championship in a very good performance he had, what feels like maybe a couple of months ago. So yeah, it feels like Sean Legacy is like the face of Evolve for the men. So yeah, it makes sense that they put the title on him on a big show like Gold Rush. As for the women, we have Kendall Gray defending against Lainey Reed, and for me, I'm going to go with Kendall Gray to retain here. It feels like, well, I mean, she has literally just won the title, and yeah, it feels like she is being put in a very good position to lead the women's division, not just for Evolve, but for NXT in the coming years. So yeah, it makes sense to keep the title on her. She has a good storyline going with Ren Sinclair as far as the Ren QCC. So yeah, it makes sense to keep the title on her. So just for this part, for the Evolve part, I've got Sean Legacy to become the new men's champion and Kendall Gray to retain the women's championship. Following that, we have the Speed Women's Championship Tournament Final, where we have Lainey Reed, of course, representing Fatal Influence, taking on Zarya. And yeah, it makes sense here to say that Zarya will win the title and bring the title back to her partnership with Sol Rucker. I don't think it's a case of Sol Rucker will just get the title back, but it feels like, you know, Zarya is probably due a title. It feels like but it also feels like maybe Sol might turn on Zarya here, because you have to believe that the Blake Monroe and Sol match we'll get to in a minute, but I can't help but feel like maybe Sol costs Zarya this championship because Zarya cost Sol her championship. That would make a lot of storyline sense. It puts them into a feud with each other going into the final parts of the year for NXT. Maybe they're both in the deadline match and that they can kind of go at each other winning that match before going into one-on-one matches. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Fallon Henley to get the win. It makes sense to have at least one champion in Fatal Influence just because they are such a big part of NXT. And yeah, I feel like we're finally going to get this progression, and I feel like as much as it would make more sense for Zarya to turn on Sol Rucker, I can't help but feel like this might be a good opportunity and a good story progression to have Sol Rucker turn on Zarya in the final Women's Speed Tournament. And then after that, moving on to the triple threat match for the Knockouts World Championship, we have Jordan Grace and Lei Ying Lee challenging Kalani Jordan for the championship. And for me, it's very simple with this one. I can't see Kalani Jordan dropping the championship quite yet. I can't see Jordan Grace picking it up. And yeah, it feels like Lei Ying Lee is more concentrated on the Knockouts tag division on Impact, so it kind of makes more sense that she will lose here and then concentrate more on the tag titles. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Kalani to get the win. It feels like she's only just coming into what could be not a career peak, but maybe a small peak before, you know, maybe going up to the main roster. It feels like she's one of the people that's probably due a main roster call up very sooner rather than later. But no, for me, I don't think she's going to lose the Knockout Championship here. After that, we have Ethan Page and Chelsea Green defending the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships against Thea Hale and Joe Hendry. And for me, I feel like Chelsea Green and Ethan Page are going to retain the titles. They've only just picked them up. Also, the case of they are a very entertaining mixed tag team, arguably the best mixed tag team that WWE have on all their rosters right now. And yeah, it makes the most sense to keep the titles on them as long as they possibly can, to be fair. I feel like this was so entertaining. I'd love to see this come up to the main roster as a duo, as well as stay on NXT. And also, Joe Hendry and Thea Hale are just a thrown together team. I know that they work together very well, and they've had a little bit of build together, but it's not enough to suggest winning a championship together. I feel like it's very much a case of giving Ethan Page and Chelsea Green another entertaining team to have them feud for Gold Rush. But no, yeah, this has been a really good feud with that. It's had a lot of fun comedy elements to it, a lot of fun to it, but I can't see Ethan Page and Chelsea Green dropping the titles anytime soon. Following that, we have Dark State defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. And for me, I feel like Leon Slater and Javon Evans will win the tag team titles at some point. I don't think they're winning them here, though. I feel like Javon Evans is going to have the absolute crap beaten out of him by Gunther the night before. So I don't think he's going to go into this 100%. Dark State are going to take full advantage of that. And yeah, unfortunately, Javon's going to cost his team because of the match with Gunther, but that's not going to be his fault. It's going to be more Gunther's fault, if that makes sense. But I feel like we will have this match again in the future. Not sure. I don't think it'll be in the close future. I think it might be a bit like onwards in the future. But yeah, I can't help but feel like Javon and Leon Slater will definitely win the titles. It just won't be a Gold Rush, which means Dark State will retain. Maybe they feud with some other teams before coming back to this feud again. Cool, so before getting to the two big matches that are definitely confirmed for the night, it does feel like we're going to get Oba versus Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship, maybe at the second week of Gold Rush. So I'm going to guess that's going to happen. So I'm going to predict that match is going to happen. And I'm going to predict that Ricky Saints is going to defend the championship successfully. I feel like Oba's going to put over Ricky Saints one more time before hopefully, and I mean this, hopefully going up to the main roster, because he doesn't need to be in NXT anymore. He's the longest reigning North American champion of all time. He had a very long reign as NXT champion. There's nothing else for him to do in NXT. Just send him up. You know, he just had coming back from a long break as well. He had a long break after losing the North American Championship. It just makes all the sense in the world to send Oba up after this. He puts over Ricky in his final match, which is what people do. They put over opponents before getting called up. This gives Ricky Saints two massive defenses before kind of maybe even Trick going up to the main roster as well, but it gives him like the two biggest faces of NXT. Ricky, who's beaten them both, Oba, and in the case of Oba twice, and then yeah, those two can go up to the main roster because they've kind of done everything that they could possibly need to do in NXT. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a decent match. I'm hoping it's going to be a better match than they had at No Mercy, and I'm glad to see Oba back. I assumed he was going to be in the Cena tournament, but he's not clearly. But yeah, no, I can see Ricky Saints retaining against Oba, and then I'm just waiting for Oba to do more stuff, hopefully on me. Following that, we have Tatum Paxley defending the NXT Women's Championship against JC Jane in a rematch from Halloween Havoc. And I'm very much looking forward to. These two had a great match at Halloween Havoc. So yeah, I'm hoping that these two can recreate that magic and go even further with this match. And but as much as maybe an easy turn might cost Tatum this match, and it would make a lot of sense to go that way, I don't think that's going to happen during the match. I think that Izzy Dame will probably turn on Tatum Paxley, but it'll be afterwards. I do have her to retain here. I don't think they're going to give the title back to JC. Just because she's just lost it. I don't see the point in giving the title to Tatum in the first place if they were going to put it straight back on JC. Plus, it feels like this is more setting up for Izzy Dame to become champion rather than JC Jane reclaiming the title. So, for me, as much as I'm really looking forward to this match, I feel like it is very predictable. I am going to go with Tatum Paxley to get the win, but I do expect Izzy Dame to turn heel afterwards and betray Tatum Paxley, and then we go into that feud for Deadline. And finally, what I assume should be the main event of night one. I think if it's going to be on Tuesday this week, it has to go on last. Is the dream match in some people's eyes. It's definitely in my eyes a dream match. We have Sol Rucker challenging Blake Monroe for the Women's North American Championship, and it's a match that I was really looking forward to going into No Mercy, and it was a shame that Sol Rucker got hurt. Maybe they play the Sol Rucker injury card for this one and it's not as good as it could be, so then when Sol Rucker is definitely 100% ready, they have a match on a PLE, maybe they have a match at a Deadline where they go out there and absolutely kill it. But yeah, it's the match, I think, out of all of the matches on Gold Rush, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most. And for me, unfortunately, it is another quite easy prediction. I'm going to go with Blake Monroe to retain the North American Championship. I feel like I can't see Zarya playing a massive part in this one. I feel like people will expect the Zarya turn too much, is that they won't do it, and then the turn will come, as I said earlier on, during the Zarya title match in week 2. But no, for me, I'm hoping they just give these two time. They have to have an absolutely fantastic banger of a match, and then yeah, I mean, then we can move on to like Sol and Zarya, and Zarya can be kind of consoling Rucker after the defeat. But no, I can't see Blake Monroe dropping the title anytime soon either. I feel like she's going to go on a very long run with the championship, just like Sol Rucker did, and become a very, very good champion as well. As for Sol Rucker, I can see her losing here, but then maybe going on to the Deadline pay-per-view to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge and maybe go towards the NXT Women's Championship. That would be really cool. I feel like she'd make a great Women's Champion. But yeah, for me, as I said, match I very much am looking forward to, but I do have Blake Monroe to retain. So there's my predictions for NXT Gold Rush involving Evolve, TNA, and AAA as well. But yeah, do put the comments down below. What you think is going to happen on the show, your predictions, if anything else is going to happen. Do you think we're going to get all kinds of turns? As I said, I can see Izzy Dame and Sol Rucker turning heel on these shows. Probably Izzy on week 1 and Sol on week 2. But yeah, do put down in the comments below what you think is going to happen, and yeah, any predictions you got for this show as well. As I said during the intro, this will not have a review video to it, it's just a predictions video so we can talk about the matches and stuff. But yeah, do like the video if you enjoyed it, do hit subscribe, there's a lot of good stuff coming, as you hopefully you've seen on the channel already. There is 2 lists, one of my top 25 NXT matches of all time, and another paired video, or pair of 2 videos. With my top 50 AEW matches. My top 50 WWE matches are coming out tomorrow and the day after that, so do look out for those as well as the top 10 matches from 2010 and coverage of AEW Full Gear this weekend as well, next weekend as well. So do stick around, look out for those, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.